Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Yep, that's right. I'm gonna start off the human toilet known as Spencer Cassidy. I feel like this particular scene really highlights my issue that I have with him. Okay, this is the reason why I have an issue with him. The scene with him and Laura and Esme. His heart is in the right place, right? Esme is being kind of difficult. She wants to sit there and stay in jail. She doesn't want to sit there and have anything to do. She rather stay in jail than to give her baby a normal life because she's so attached. She doesn't want to lose the baby so much that she's not willing to sit there and sacrifice that bond to give her child a better life. Even when she was in jail and she didn't know she was going to get out, she was like, I'd rather him be in jail with me than, be with somebody else, even though they can provide him a good life. So I understand his frustration with her. Okay. But the way he goes about it is my issue. First of all, he should have never been there to begin with. I don't even understand what was Laura thinking when she decided to take him to Spring Ridge. The minute that she turned that corner, she was like, no, I thought this is a conversation between me and you. I don't want him to have anything. I don't want to be near him. I don't want my child to be anywhere near him. And I'm just like, did you not learn your lesson the last time he decided to show up and make things worse? So I don't even understand what she was thinking when she decided to have this man come with her. At first, they tried to offer her the room at Kelly's, which I'm just like, well, why would she want to have a room at Kelly's if she's not going to be with her child? This is what's getting her to that rash decision of I'm just going to sit there and stay here with the baby. Now, obviously, yes, that's stupid for her to sit there and say, like Spencer said, this isn't a hotel. You can't just sit there and just check back in. That's not how that works. But so at first they offered her that. Then Laura's like, we're right. We should have included you in this decision process because we want to be here to support you. After a while, Spencer finally did tone down his privilege, his entitlement, and just him being an immature jackass. So they came up with a solution, which, honestly, to tell you the truth, I already knew they were going to come up with that. I'm surprised they didn't come up with that first. I really... The way that this whole scene plays out is just like a giant train wreck. But of course, they came to the conclusion of, Laura, Esme staying with Laura and everyone, you know. So when Trina does come by and she opens the door and Spencer's there and she sees Esme, she's all like upset. She just has that look on her face, and I'm like, "Boo, you don't want to agree. You're the one that came up with the idea of dropping the charges." So wherever she lands is where she lands at. Now, Trina, it's the thing with Trina and Porsha. I'm just starting to lose patience altogether with Trina and her resentment towards her mother. I'm not saying that she has to let her entirely off the hook. Okay? The lies, many years, the turning her world upside down. I get it. I get it. I understand that she's going to be angry at her. But at the end of the day, you only have one mother. You have two people in your life, not just one person now that already loves you unconditional, regardless if that is your biological dad or not, but you also have Curtis there. You are a very lucky young woman, and yet you are acting extremely bratty about it, being extremely judgmental. Like you're what? You're 18. You're 19. You haven't lived life. Okay, you don't know what it's like to sit there and do something what you think is for the greater good, make mistakes, and just hope and pray that somebody can forgive you. 1 second. She hasn't lived life, you know. So, in some regards, as far as her really coming down on Porsha, is just starting to get on my nerves. Curtis. Curtis is someone. I can't sit there and say I don't fully like the character, but there's just sides to him that I just cannot stand. Um, I can't stand. He seems like somebody who's extremely difficult to be with, you know. So Portia, Portia sees both of them hugging and stuff like that because at first it was kind of awkward between those two, Trina and Curtis or whatever. But you start talking or whatever, they start bonding and they even hug and stuff like that. They kind of realize like listen, this is not going to be an easy journey, but just we'll just take them one day at a time. It's just the looks that they have on their faces. So they hug and everything like that. It's a nice moment. At first, I was just kind of worried because I was like, oh god, I feel like this is gonna go sideways. I'm gonna be so annoyed. But it actually came out to be a pretty decent scene. And then they both see Porsha, and they pretty much kind of treat her like she is the second coming of Lucifer. So Trina just kind of, is acting really icy towards Porsha, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta go see Spencer." Yeah, yeah, no, I didn't worry anything. I'm just gonna get someone away. All right, bye, and she just walks off. Like, okay, whatever. Curtis, at this point, I'm just like, bro, just pick a lane. Just pick a lane because I feel like with in some ways, I mean, granted, the way he treated Jordan, I felt like it was a little bit worse, but he has that same motto. You hurt me. I don't want to sit there and be bothered to try to make this thing work. I just want to keep some distance and then just eventually move on or just you leave me alone. You know? It was the same thing that he was acting like with with Jordan when Porsha was like, distance isn't gonna work. Distance isn't gonna sit there and fix us. I'm willing to sit there and try. I'm willing to sit there and go to a counselor. Oh, what are you talking about, a counselor? What is a counselor gonna sit there and do for us? So then just make up your mind then. Because it's like if it's one of those things like if you don't want to sit there and be with her anymore, then just divorce her and be done with it. I think that's the part that just pissed me off the most. And that was the same way he was sitting there acting with Jordan. I was like, bro, pick a lane. You either want to be with her or you don't want to be with her. You know? And don't get me wrong, if he didn't want to sit there and be with Porsha, I would completely understand why. Just make up your damn mind. Like that's the part that was just pissing me off. And granted, I'm not giving Porsha a pass. But if she's willing to, if she wants to sit there and try, she's apologized. She wants to sit there and work on this marriage. But why should she have to sit there and work on this marriage alone if you don't want to sit there and be a part of it? And just leave and sign the divorce papers to be done with her. That's the part that just pissed me off. Speaking of characters that's pissing me off, Alexis. Here's the thing. The smartest people can say and do the stupidest things. I don't even, and starting off with this scene with, I don't even know what they even call this woman because she doesn't have a name. She comes in there and she's, you know, Alexis looked at the paper that being handed to her and she's like, we can't do this. We're going to get sued. What are you doing? Half of your stuff you even fact check? Like, what's going on? You know what this chick says? Is Gregory around to sit there and check my work? What the Wait, let me get this straight. So now you just forgot how to be a reporter. Because Gregory's here, Gregory sit there and just check off your work or whatever. Are I'm so baffled by that. By the fact it's like, is Gregory here? Can he sit there and check my work? And I felt like that line was only given to try to exemplify Gregory's importance. You know, like Alexis being like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you was here with me. You really helped me crack this case and stuff like that." And I'm just like, stop doing this. Stop giving this man more merit than he deserves. It just pissed me off. So Diane's like, "Hey, remember we were supposed to sit there and meet for lunch and stuff like that? So what happened with that?" Alexis is like, "Yeah, I think that Gregory's drinking. I think that he's drinking." Yeah. And Diana's like, "Do you even actually have any proof that he's drinking?" No, no, no. I mean, I don't have any proof, but it's just my gut feeling. I think I should sit there and call somebody. Diana's like, "Yo, she is completely against that idea." I'm just like, Alexis, you don't even know for sure if he's drinking. It could be so many other different things that is going on with him. You know, I mean, there's drinking, there's the word that rhymes with hugs. There's a medical reason. There's medical reasons. There's all sorts of things. And Diane's pretty much just like, don't jump to conclusions. Don't start sitting there calling someone. You know, telling this man's business on Front Street, and you don't even know all the facts. You know, and she even tried to say it in legal terms this way. It can snap to her. This is grounds for speculations, or something like that she said. And then Diane was like, "Well, listen, I tried, but you clearly seem like you made up your mind, so I'm just gonna get up and out of here." So what does Alexis do? She decides to call Finn. Alexis is an idiot. Point blank period. She is a moron. I don't care if she went to Harvard, she got a law degree and everything like that. I don't care. She's an idiot. So you got that going on, right? Liz is sitting there worried about her job. I don't care. But you knew exactly what you were doing. You made a choice. Whatever happens, happens. I don't see her being anything else other than a nurse. So unless she's going to go back to being a painter, um, she's going to be a nurse and everything's going to work out fine. I just don't really care about her whining and worrying about her license afterwards. She does that with Terry. They talk about Epiphany for a little bit. Um, Gregory's at the hospital to try to see that doctor. Winds up running into Finn, lies about it, and then says, "Oh yeah, I'm here for Liz. Yeah, I'm here for support. I'm gonna sit there and rally and be supportive of Liz." So he's there for Liz now out of nowhere. Um, Ben and Gregory start talking, and then Alexis calls, and Ben's like, "Hey, listen, just full disclosure, because they start talking about Alexis. Like full disclosure, she's calling me, but it could be about anything. I mean, we're all friends. I love how he sits there and says we're all friends and stuff like that. Like not the fact that y'all were knocking boots at one point, and now somehow um your dad and your ex girlfriend is knocking boots, because I'm pretty sure that's not a weird conversation at all. Me saying that was weird. I can only imagine how that would actually feel, but whatever. So that's going on. And of course, after talking to Finn, he goes right to the office and he's like, "What did I just tell you? Now you sit there call my son and stuff like that. Like what is wrong with you?" It's just, I mean, Alexis is just doing everything Alexis is doing is the exact opposite of being supportive. Okay? This is another one of those characters that her heart is in the right place, but she's just making idiotic decisions one move at a time. So of course Gregory was not feeling that. He wasn't liking that. I guess we may know about what's going to go on with Liz's future tomorrow or sometime throughout the week or next week or something. I don't know. Jordan. Jordan is a goddess. You know what made me upset about this whole scene? When she was talking to Nina, because at first, Nina, she approaches Nina, and Nina's like, "Is everything okay with Sunny?" Yeah. Why wouldn't it be? They get to talking about Curtis, and she talks about how she still loves him, and even though she's not in love with him, she still loves him, and she doesn't know if she's ready, after being hurt like that. And I'm just like, Curtis treated Porsha like trash. Okay. In a lot of ways, Curtis didn't deserve to be with Jordan. Okay. And now, hmm, see, I don't want to call him a toilet seat or a toilet because, well, that name's reserved for Spencer. But there's something that just pisses me off about the fact that he practically ruined that woman for all mankind because of the way he was there treating her. So that just also pissed me off about Curtis. I actually did get a good night's sleep, so it's not like not like woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So I can't even sit there and say that's an excuse. I mean, they get to talking about Jordan and, the fact that she didn't say anything and she said it wasn't really her place. And, she had a conversation with Porsha to remind her that it wasn't her place or anything like that. And, Nina sent to ask him, do you want to be with Curtis? Do you still love Curtis and stuff? And of course, they're going to sit there and try to pair up with Curtis because, I don't know, reasons. Which is like, wow. I mean, she also talks about how she doesn't want her, she's not ready to date, and also she doesn't have time because she's busy working and blah, 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 which is excuse, and more excuses. Don't get me wrong, everyone gets busy, but if that person's special to you, you'll find a way to make time. You will find a way to make time. Point blank, period. So, I don't even want to sit there and head that. And last, we get to the two couple that I'm pretty sure at this point everyone just stopped caring about. And of course, that is Brooklyn and Chase. Now, in the beginning, I couldn't understand why Brooklyn kept deflating her own chances of being back together. Oh, also, before I forget, Liz at one point did sit there and say, maybe it was a bad idea that I told the truth. And I sat there and I was like, yes, it was. Not. Actually, I had to really sit there and think about that, and I was like, no, because in all reality, at the time, I was sitting there saying, yeah, that was a bad idea. But then I thought about it, I was like, if Esme actually ever regained her memories, she would hold that over Liz's head, and she would be down the line later on. Okay, so let's talk about Brooklyn and Chase. And at first, I couldn't understand why she kept trying to deflate her own happiness because it seemed like Chase was going to give her another chance. Seemed like he was going to give her another chance. He said he missed her, he wanted to be with her, and yeah, she messed up or whatever, but eventually she did the right thing. And then Brooklyn told the truth. Let's be honest, if she didn't tell the truth, it's going to come out sooner or later anyway. So she told the truth, pretty much how she sold every other woman that pretty much is going to come after her. As far as working with working with Link, and how much of a scumbag he is, and how if he ever needed somebody to sit there and sing his praises, Brooklyn will be right there. Brooklyn cannot sit there and talk about her past experiences with Link because, she wanted to sit there and get her songs back and she didn't care about whatever future harassment that any woman has to sit there and deal with afterwards because it was just about her and her music. Pretty much just being a self-centered POS. Chase found that out. Dude was angry. He was angry, but he was worse than angry. Okay, he was worse than just being angry. He was disappointed. I've said many times that the only thing worse than somebody being angry with you is being disappointed. That is just a cut that is just so much more deeper. And he pretty much just like, you're not the person that I thought you were, and walked off. And I was like, oof, I felt that. I mean, don't get me wrong, she deserved everything that he said. But you ever watch something? You ever heard a situation from a friend that was so bad that you felt that just by association? That's what it was like when I was watching. It was like, oof, even I felt that. Damn, that hurt. But it needed to happen. It needed to be said. And I'm glad he said it. And I'm glad he walked off. And yeah, he does not ever need to spend time with that woman ever again. Ever, 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 ever again. Um. So yeah, he's better off without her. Maybe you sit there and try to hook up with Sasha. I mean, she's hot. Hook up with Maxie. You know what? Never mind. She doesn't really actually have any good luck with cops. But if every other woman fails, then yeah, sure, go out with Maxie. Um, can't really think of anything else. Anyway, I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else. I really can't. And of course, if I missed anything, we're doing a live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Come through. We have a lot of fun. Um, and also weekends live streams for members. So if you're not a member, hit the join button. We have a lot of fun. With that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.